Westbrook in Oklahoma City looking for their 8th win in their last 10 games. As the big three starting to work together well. They sit up in the 4th spot in the conference. LaMarcus Aldridge banged up the knee a couple of nights ago against the Wiz. He is back in action, will play. Kawhi, still no. The Spurs, we get going. Let's do it. Welcome inside our studios here in Atlanta. We are getting ready for a big double dip. It is the Auto Trader tip-off. Casey Stern with you, and for EJ. All the important folks other than Shaq are down covering college basketball. Hello, Shaquille.
I don't do college basketball.
I know. I like the glasses, by the way.
Appreciate it.
I liked your hosting.
Oh, I did a good job.
Yeah, you did a good job, man.
Yeah, I tried. Good job. You know what they call me, right? Go on, Isaiah.
Greg
tell them what they call me.
Greg Mumbles?
Brian Mumbles.
Brian Mumbles.
Thanks, Casey.
But that was a fun show. We had fun.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Fun.
Did you believe me when I told him that? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was a great show. We had fun. We was talking about Candace the whole night.
Oh, my
I saw his voiceover at LeBron. Comedy.
It's
the truth.
Comedy.
It's Sister Jean's favorite basketball player.
That was college. You brought that
in. What do you
in
mean?
the NBA?
You're bringing it in. Did you know?
That's what we're doing?
We've moved on from crying kids to Sister Jean now. That's where we're at. We've got a lot to get to, but before we do on the basketball side, let's get serious. We're all wearing these pins. It is Autism Awareness Week. It is important, I think, to give all the information that you can. Please get out there and learn more. Log on NBA.com. Guys, obviously, so many families affected by this around the world. It's important to make awareness probably all year, but it's important this week specifically. Autism Awareness Day coming up April 2nd.
Yes, and not only, when you think about the young kids who are affected by it, but you got to remember as those young kids continue to grow and they become teenagers and adults, that the parents, how much time they have to put in, and then how much financial resources goes into that too. So any help that you can give, definitely, reach out, and you never know who you're touching. You never know who that little kid's going to grow up to be.
And we saw this with the March of Our Lives. NBA does a terrific job getting involved, so please get more information. NBA.com. We give you some information looking at the comparison you two on Senga with or without you. Been two different stories. Spurs haven't looked good without LaMarcus Aldridge, who's been big without Kawhi all season pretty much, Shaq. And are you surprised the way Pop handles things only a couple of days after the knee issue? He gets back on the court tonight.
He gets back on the court. I'm sure he was just banged up, but Manu Ginobili said it the best. This guy coughs or has a cold, we're going to be in trouble. And, last year he had an okay year, had a conversation with Pop. Pop says, you know what? Tim Duncan was here, David Robinson was here, Kawhi was here. It's yours now. We need you to play like you played in Portland. And he's been playing well once, and if they get Kawhi Leonard back, then they should become a little bit more respectful. They're going through a lot now. Don't want to speculate what they're going through, but they're okay.
You mentioned Kawhi. I'm lucky enough, not only 3 Hall of Fame level players, but leaders here on my set. Manu and Tony Zeke have been leaders of this group for a long period of time. You don't see much negativity out of them ever. Were you surprised to see some of the comments they came public with, almost seeming to question whether or not Kawhi was able to play?
Yeah, and I mean, Shaq spoke on this the other night, and I think we all were surprised because San Antonio is such a tight-knit group, and very rarely do you see anything controversial coming out of them, coming out of that. So, but, you give them a pass because it's, this is the first time in, 20 years that we've kind of heard something out of that group. So you give them a pass. But in terms of their leadership, Parker and Ginobili, even though they're not playing at the same level, their vocalness and their leadership and the way they show up every single night continues to inspire this team. And this is a team that, even though they've had some rough patches, we're still talking about them possibly winning 50 games, which is crazy.
I mean, that's the crazy thing, is the culture that Pop has built, obviously, with San Antonio has been phenomenal. So for this to come out now, I mean, you're going to have problems the longer you go. This year it was kind of questions with Kawhi. So now LaMarcus Aldridge, the old Pop probably wouldn't play him, but now they're kind of in desperate measures. But I think it just speaks volumes of how successful they've been over the 20 years that we're talking about 2 players speaking out.
Yeah.
I was kind of sitting...
just speaking out.
Just speaking out.
Yeah.
I was kind of sitting back looking at this situation, and the Spurs organization has been a perfect situation, and then I kind of put myself playing. This is what I used to do as a tactic. So You know, I think Pop said, hey, say something in the media, spark a little fire, and you know, see if they get. I mean, because a lot of times when me and Kobe used to have our beef, I used to say stuff to the media just to get him to respond, just to get him to play well. So the system is always going to be the system. They're a clean-cut organization. I think this is part of their tactic to get him to play because, you know, when your organization and your doctor say you can play, but then you say, no, my doctor say I can't play, organization don't really like that, right? So his people saying, nah, take it easy. The team doctors are saying, no, you can play, you can play. So I think this is used as a tactic to be like, hey, we don't know what he's going to do, so maybe he'll get mad and be like, oh, you question me as a player, so, you know, maybe he'll come back a little earlier.
You know, communication, I think we all agree, could be better, right? Team, Kawhi, doctors, we don't all seem to know what's gone on. We know this. This will help them, Candace, that while Oklahoma City, 6 of their last 7 are against playoff teams, it does look like the schedule is going to be a little bit easier for the Spurs to hang in or move up here in the West.
I think it'll be easier, but, I mean, they haven't played well on the road, and their home schedule coming up isn't going to be the easiest. Obviously, facing the Thunder tonight, Rockets, you know how well they've been playing, Trailblazers fighting for that third spot. I don't think it gets easier, and LaMarcus Aldridge is kind of limited, obviously, with his knee. So I don't know how this is going to turn out.
Think they're in trouble?
Some things up.
Again, I don't know if they'll be able to hold on. And, you know, without Leonard coming back playing at a high level, I don't know if they can hold on because, you know, the MVP, you know, runner-up, those are the guys that help you win on the road. You know, and if you don't have those type of players on the road, it's going to be tough.
Forget about for Philadelphia. Terrible news for the NBA that came out just moments ago. Joel Embiid, concussion protocol currently, but needs surgery to repair the orbital fracture the Sixers have announced. We don't have a timetable yet on him. Right under the eye, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
So,
yeah.
my medical experience.
Get well,
I
big
said to
dog.
Candace, did he break his eye? She said no, that's it.
I can fix him, though.
You can? With what, icy?
Joel Embiid, man up. Rub some of that icy